Eagle, proud symbol of our country, keep on flying high up above, and together we will stand and we'll restore the land. Oh, eagle, keep on flying, eagle.
Welcome to Listen to the Eagle. We are live in Jackson, Mississippi. I'm your host and a Mitt County Farm Bureau agent, Landon Moore. We got a great show for y'all tonight. It was Youth Night. We're at the Farm Bureau building. Give us a call at 1-800-251-5891 or pound 444 if you C-Spire a customer. We got we're going to talk about youth, talk about hunting coming up, hunting this past. Turkey season's still in full swing, got a little bit left on there. Any youth want to give us a call and let us know about your hunts that you've had this year? Any adults want to call in, talk about what the turkeys nesting are doing, how the turkey activity's been, that's fine. But I have a feeling we're going to have us a controversial show tonight. Apparently, we have got two different sides, which is going to be me versus Josh Carney. No, I'm kidding. Josh and I are going to get along just fine. We're buddies. But Josh, there's been a lot of things going on Facebook in the last 2 days about Yeti coolers and the NRA, and I know we're going to have some callers calling in about it tonight to give us their opinions on it. Some people, like myself, have an opinion. You have yours, and there's different ways of looking at it, but some people have formed that opinion, and there's no moving it, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have formed their opinion, but, here's, for one, I think that social media has caused a lot of misunderstanding, a lot of misread text, and a lot of confusion.
Right.
And, some people, they should just run with it, not even knowing, what the case may be.
Right. Okay. So I want to tell you when I saw it and heard about it, I'm going to tell you what I read. Okay. I looked this up. I did run to social media, but I did read before I went to social media. And I read several different things, and this is what my conclusion was. All right. For years, Yeti Coolers has been a quote-unquote sponsor for the NRA. Now, They do not give them anything, from what I understand.
Yes.
And from what and that was my first opinion. I said, well, hold on now. If they're donating these coolers, these caps, these Huggies, whatever, to the NRA or whoever, that's their business. That's their job. They can do whatever they want to and donate to whoever they want to. It sounds to me like the NRA is just, fussing, and I was just hearing what somebody was telling me. I said, they can donate to whoever they want to. Well, upon further reading, I find out that, and like I said, this is just what I gathered from it, the NRA buys their coolers directly from Yeti. They put in an order, and they say, all right, we need X amount, and they use it across the country. They at different shows and events and giveaways and raffles and different things, but they got their coolers directly from them, all right? And out of nowhere, Yeti decides that they want to redo their sales, their system, and they tell them, look, you can't go through us anymore. You have to go this route. You can get it from this distributor or this distributor, okay?
Yeah.
If that would have been it, I think, if that would have been, if the NRA would have been fine with that, then this issue wouldn't be here. But I think the NRA felt like they didn't have to do that. No, we've been doing it this way for so long. This is just me being personal. I think they were like, look, we're the NRA. You have to, no, we want to do it our way. This is the way we want to do it. We've done it this way for all these years. And they counteroffered, or they said, no, wait, we don't want to do it that way. We want to do it this way. And this is where it all blew up. Like I said, this is personally my opinion. Yeti.
You know what? I can't agree with you more on that fact. So what you got is the same logic I have.
Okay. So here is the NRA, and they come and say, look, here's the way it's going to be. Here's what we want to do, and here's where it all went down. Yeti didn't respond. Yeti had nothing to say and didn't communicate with them. Well, the NRA took it like a slap in the face, and now you have what you have. Am I right when I say it that way?
So the way that that I feel about it. So the hunting industry has changed. Like everything is going towards more of a digital sale, so web sales, and Yeti's getting out of box stores. So what they were doing, it was offering these organizations, discounts on products, and they were still, supporting and contributing. Yeti's not saying that they don't support the NRA because they support the NRA fully. But what's going on is they could not give them the offer that they wanted. Okay, so they couldn't continue to do it because, as a business, you can only give so much before you go bankrupt. And
Sure.
if you're giving out to everybody, then you're gonna come up short in the long run. You can't run a business.
Absolutely.
So
I totally agree with that.
I think when Yeti came to the plate and redesigned their business plan, because like I said, they're going to the web because that's where everything's going now. Nobody's going and getting things out of box stores anymore. It's so much easier to shop online, and that's where everything's transitioning. Well, as a company, it's easier for them to put everything on market online and do a distributor from a warehouse and just drop ship versus have a store location where you can go in and buy, because it's easier that way, and you can just drop ship it to your house, and it's easier.
Sure.
So I think with that condition, it takes more effort and more work and money from a company standpoint to do it that route. Mm-hmm. So I don't think that they were like, okay, well, we can't contribute to you, but we have to back off and increase sales and put it in this standpoint because this is where the market's going now.
Absolutely. All right, I want to break right here real quick and stop and say, callers, give us a call. Give us your opinion on this. Josh and I don't care. If you side more with Yeti, then great. Call us and let us know. If you side more with the NRA, fine, great. Let us know. We just want to know how the listeners feel about this. Call us at 1-800-251-5891 or pound 444 if you're a C Spire customer. Now, Josh, this is Jim and I were talking about this before the show started, and I've never been the type of person. I'm not going to bend my back for no one special type person. I'm going to be the same person to everybody. But when you have a business, okay, and your business is directly off of sales, and you have a supporter like the NRA already on your side, my opinion is that it was complete company suicide not to bend over backwards for them. Now, if they had some unethical values or something that they didn't agree with morally or something like that, then I can totally see why they did not, respond, or why they did not bend over backwards. Like I said, my opinion, they should have done whatever it took to keep the NRA happy, because you saw the outcome of it.
In one sense you're right, but in another sense you're not. So Here's the thing: no matter how bad Yeti wanted to please the NRA, they probably just didn't have the process to do what they needed to do. Like I said, they have X amount of marketing and budget that they have to work with. Once that's all dry, then you're going bankrupt as a company.
Sure.
They probably could not position themselves to do that. I mean, it takes, they give away millions of dollars in, sponsorships or product or whatever each year to support other companies and organizations.
Sure.
And
hey, Josh, got to cut you off, man. We got to go to break. Y'all give us a call and give us your opinion on this, on the NRA and the Yeti topic. Give us a call at 1-800-251-5891 or pound 444 if you see Spire like what we are. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Listen to the Eagle. We're live in Jackson, Mississippi. Myself, Landon Moore, Mid County Farm Bureau agent, along with my buddy Josh Carney. And Josh hasn't been on in a while, but Josh Josh, does Yeti help sponsor you and your stuff, your shows?
Yeti does absolutely nothing.
Nothing for you. Okay. All right. But apparently, you like Yeti. Everybody always liked Yeti, and different products like it. I personally have always supported K2, and really have in the last couple of years, because they've helped support my youth hunt. And when I mean support, like donate and give me coolers half price for giveaways and things like that. Josh, we got a caller that is called in, Miss Dawn from Saltillo. Okay, say that for me, Dawn.
Saltillo.
Saltillo. Okay. Glad you're calling in. What can we help you with?
Yes, sir. I was listening in on the debate y'all are having about the NRA and the Yeti coolers.
Yes, ma'am. We want some opinions.
Okay. I don't own anything of Yeti, but that's not saying I wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
But they are very expensive. So if the NRA is getting them pretty much at cost for some higher grade quality material and product, they should want to help. And if the Yetis, they can't give it away, the product, just because the NRA wants it. But did you say the NRA has not contacted back?
Okay, so from what I read as of yesterday, the NRA kind of wanted an explanation. They wanted a reason. They wanted to know, no, we want to keep continuing going through y'all to do this. And, we give y'all a lot of media, attention and everything else and advertisements. We want to continue to do things the same way that we're doing them. And Yeti did not respond back until today. Yeti then came back after it blew up the way that it did. Am I right when I say that, Josh? Wouldn't you say that's pretty accurate?
I think the response came out. I think it came out yesterday sometime.
Okay.
But in a sense, so when NRA released their statement, I don't even think it was the fact that personally, I don't feel that like they should have released it in the form that they did, because it was misconstrued to the public.
Right. That's what it's usually.
Yeti didn't say that we're cutting all ties with you guys. We just can't afford to give you what we were giving you.
Right.
And
you can't. If you can scratch your back, the other one's got to scratch it too.
Okay. Well, that's where I'm confused, and that's where I disagree a little bit. I guess is they weren't giving them anything. The NRA, correct me if I'm wrong, were purchasing them from Yeti. Correct?
They were getting a flagship discount.
Okay. So they're getting a discount. They're obviously, I mean, if I sell I build birdhouses and sell them, I'm sure they were not giving them or selling them under cost. They were either selling or giving, they were getting them at cost or maybe slightly more to at least cover their cost, to at least break even. And in my opinion now, the amount of attention and publicity that Yeti got because of that was worth it. So
yes, it is, but they're too expensive. Any average person is not going to be able to afford a Yeti cooler. And if they do, I hope you can put some good stuff in that thing.
Well, here's the thing. I have a K2, like I said,
right,
and they're all expensive. And it all depends on what you're using it for too. Like these guys that go deep sea fishing and they're out there for hours and hours at a time. Oh, that's absolutely the way to go, is have one of these really nice coolers, because it literally holds the way it holds the ice is just, unmeasurable compared to other coolers.
Oh, yeah. It's not a bad product. I agree. But,
right. They're just so expensive.
Right. And they're not helping by doing the ordering through and online. I think the lack of communication may be that we're using technology so much we're not sitting down person to person. We need to go more local and keep back to our stores, because the internet is going to be a major problem one day.
Absolutely.
If it not already is.
You're exactly right. And mentioning local, Farm Bureau is a huge sponsor for this show. It's where we air the show from. Listeners, go out there, go sit down and talk with your local Farm Bureau agent. Go to your county. Farm Bureau is all about giving back into the community and giving, to local charities, high schools, things like that. And by you doing business local with local stores, local insurance company, like I said, Farm Bureau, it does give back, and you will see it. I promise you.
In your towns, yes.
Go sit down with a local agent today and I promise you won't be upset. But Miss Dawn, we appreciate you giving us a call and giving us your opinion on it. And it's like anything else in this world. There's three sides to every story, and you can look at it. You got half dozen in one hand, six in the other, and so it's just depends on which way you look at it, really.
Exactly. I agree with you, and we should help more our local agents and local stores, because they will be the ones that sustain us, through time. And State Farm has always been there. I've loved that company. They do really good and take care of their people. And you are right.
Yes, ma'am. You meant Farm Bureau, didn't you?
Oh, yes, sir. I'm sorry. I'm standing at a Fred store.
Look at her, Josh. I'm trying to give myself a plug, Josh, and she's kicking me in the back, man. I tell you.
I'm so sorry. I was looking at the wrong one.
It's no big deal. I'll send you a bill for it. Don't worry.
That's fine. That is perfectly fine. I'll owe you.
That's fine. Miss Dawn, thank you for calling in. You have a great one. Yeah, Josh, I couldn't agree with her more. They're expensive, but people love them, and they're going to continue to buy them, whether it be Yeti, whether it be K2, whether it be, Igloo. They're going to continue to buy these coolers. I do, and like I said, I was one of the ones that jumped on Facebook about it, and I did do some reading before, and I guess what got off of me more so than anything is the fact that I felt like Yeti had ignored them when they tried to figure out what was going on and why it was changing the way it was, and it was like, no, we don't have to give you an explanation. We got to go to break, Josh. We're going to be coming right back. Y'all give us a call at 1-800-251-5891 or pound 444 if you see Spire customer talking about the NRA and Yeti. It's very controversial. Y'all stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Listen to the Eagle. We're live in Jackson, Mississippi. I'm your host, Landon Moore, Mitt County Farm Bureau agent, along with Mr. Josh Carney, Mr. Paul Ott, and Mr. Stephen in Spanish Fort, Alabama.
Hey, thanks for taking my call.
Yes, sir. What can we do for you?
Stephen?
I almost wonder if this is an attempt by Yeti to please both sides, meaning that you're trying to please the NRA, but yet you're also trying to please distributors like Dick's Sporting Goods, for example. And I almost think the lack of communication could have been on purpose, specifically being that if Yeti if NRA goes to purchase coolers, well, they're not buying them from the NRA, and they cannot dictate who purchases their coolers from, Joe's Coolers down the street. And in the event that something like this happens, well, technically, yeah, they probably were getting rid of a discount, but did they disclose that to the NRA? My guess is probably not.
Yeah. Josh, you want to weigh in on this?
I'm in a sense, I definitely have a strong sense of where he's coming from.
Yeah.
But I think in a bigger picture, they had a big group of organizations that they were doing the same offer to, and it's a sense if you do for one, you have to do for all.
Mm-hmm.
If we cut ties with the 99 companies that we do sponsor, mm-hmm. and just give all of our sponsorship to the NRA, then what does that do for the companies, for the other organizations that we were giving the same code to?
I agree. My opinion. Right here, totally Landon Moore's opinion. If I pulled every other sponsor and only focused on one particular person, I would have done whatever it took to keep the NRA happy, because I know how big they are. We see how big they are because we still have the right to bear arms, and it's a lot to do with the NRA. And like I said, we all have opinions. I know, Josh and I both, when you said what you said, we both were like, wow, yeah, we didn't really know what to say. The part that, Josh, it was real interesting that Stephen shared with us was that maybe the silence was on purpose. But Josh says, no, maybe the silence was, hey, they had to get their ducks in a row. They had, we're talking about a lot of millions of dollars here that they had to get, lawyers involved and say, hey, we need to make sure we make the right move, the next move. Correct, Josh?
Yeah, that's my opinion on it.
Sure.
Yeah, that's very possible. I agree with that too.
Now, I do agree. Stephen, correct?
Yeah.
Now, I do agree with his standpoint because, as a company, Yeti has to please the left and the right. As marketing as a business, they have to please everyone. I mean, that's the only way their business is going to grow. Some people may not like the fact that they hunt, but they still buy their products because they want to fish.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it could have been a sense where, they held off just not to make the wrong assumption. But when they did make their comment, they did say that they support, the Second Amendment. They support outdoorsmen and everything like that. So it's not like they did not support NRA or the Second Amendment or, what people do as outdoorsmen. They just, they have to, as a company, they have to, make do with what's going to keep them growing as a company.
Sure. Well, Stephen, thanks so much for calling, man. We appreciate it. We've got 4 minutes, PJ. Take it away.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Man, right now we are busy. I know it's springtime. It doesn't feel like spring. I've got feels like hunting clothes on at the ball field, but we've been busy with turkey hunts and planning our summer stuff. We're late getting things in the plans because February is usually our planning month, but we did 10 church events in February with wild game suppers and those things, and we love to do those things.
Sure.
And we're finishing up our Sportsman's Challenge trailer. Did you get to do the Sportsman's Challenge when you came to camp?
Yes, uh-huh.
Yeah, so we've got a trailer that we've put all of our stuff in, all of our skeet throwers, and we're adding more skeet throwers and archery equipment, and we can go to anywhere in the state or anywhere really, that we can drive to in a community or for a church and host an event, whether it's a men's outreach event or a youth event, and all built around the Sportsman's Challenge with skeet shooting and all that we do there. So we're really unpacking that. That's going to be a neat thing.
Sure, and it is. And see, you weren't able to make it to my hunt this year, but your guys brought everything, and we did the Sportsman Challenge at my youth hunt. So
yes,
so they had an absolute blast with that. I tell you, PJ, I don't know what made me just think of this, but I got the biggest kick when we were there out of the kids. You make them all go shoot their rifles before they go hunting, and how many of them had to run into town and go get a few box of bullets? They came there ready to hunt, and man, their guns were so bad sighted off. It was crazy.
That's why, unless we know that the kids, we know that they're guns on, we make everybody shoot because everybody's gun is sighted in at the camp. And
right.
We have had numerous situations where scopes were loose. You can just run the gamut there, but it's always good to put a couple of shells downrange and make sure your gun's sighted in. But yeah, that happens quite a bit.
Yeah, actually, it was this past year. I think it was early part in the year. Yeah, it was before we came up there to the Delta with y'all. Jax and I were climbing in a two-man ladder stand, and my gun, I didn't have a sling on it, and so I'm climbing in, and I'm holding it as carefully as I know how, and my foot slipped just a little bit, enough to make me squeeze extra tight with my hands on the ladder, and not quite as tight as the gun I was holding on. And man, my gun and man, I guess that's hunting acts how they happen. If my gun would have been loaded, yeah. But my scope hit the end of the scope hit on one of the foot rails of the stand, and I just looked at Jax and I was like, yeah, you're going to be the one shooting, so because there was no doubt it was going to be off.
Yeah.
Y'all, if you don't mind, join with me. We've had a great show tonight. We got about a minute and a half. I want to go ahead and take a second and say the Lord's Prayer. If you don't mind, y'all say it with me. All the listeners out there, I started doing this when I started hosting a show by myself because I don't think it's taught enough at home. I think we've gotten away from it at school, sporting events, and everything else. Teach your children the Lord's Prayer. It's something they'll have with them and know the rest of their life. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Amen.